So, tell me, have you ever been locked up before?
Yeah, it's funny you asked that shit. Yeah, I have been locked up before. And it's a funny story because I got locked up. One of my cousins had passed. One of my cousins I'm real tight with, but was real cool with at the time. And my parents wanted me to go over there and grieve with the family. But at the time, you know what I'm saying, I was about, I want to say I was 20. At the time, I ain't feel like going over there to grieve with them because I was like, man, I ain't being phony because, you know, sometimes families don't stick together. And I was like, I don't want to act phony because it ain't like I've been going over there the whole time kicking it with them and shit like that, even though I love my cousins. But I just didn't feel like going because of that. I feel like it more sincere. So I was going to a basketball game. I think it was John Marshall playing TJ. And I was rolling with some niggas that, let's just say they were street niggas. Gold chains, sweatsuits and shit like that. So my mom came out, I had these guys waiting in the living room, you know, waiting on me to get straight so I can ride with them. Mm-hmm. My mom came out, looked at me, and looked at them niggas with them sweatsuits on and shell toes and shit. She said, nigga, you going to jail. And I said, what? She said, you going to jail. So she just walked off. So my dad came to me. My dad was like, well, your ass going over there. But, you know, I was so big at the time, lifting weights, playing football, boxing, wrestling. I was somebody that didn't take no whole lot of shit on nobody. So I kind of like was disrespectful in a way. My dad told me, he said, you going over there? I said, man, I ain't going over there. I said, I'm a man, I expect you to treat me like a man. So he kind of clutched his fist like he wanted to hit my ass, you know what I mean? But I wasn't even fazed by the shit. So long story short, I rode with these niggas to the basketball game. Had a pretty good time or whatever. We left the game in this car that somebody had got from a junkie. I mean, street people know, you know. But yeah, we got the car from a junkie, and I wasn't driving the car. I'm sitting in the back on the passenger side. So remember I said that I was sitting in the back on the passenger side. So my homeboy girlfriend showed up at the game, so we in this little car already. We packed in there. She's sitting on his lap, and we pulled into this apartment complex called Huntington Village. And they had like the police out there deep. They was running some type of sting operation or some shit like that. So I remember my homeboy, you know, we letting this girl out the car. It's all tight in there. We feeling relieved because motherfuckers sitting all across each other, right? She go in the house, townhouse apartment, she go in the house. And I remember the police rolling up on us, surrounding the car. And they said something about we with the guns and drug traffic patrol or something like that. I'm 20 years old, man. I ain't never been in trouble, so, you know what I mean? Immediately my heart racing, I'm trying to figure out what the fuck going on. So, you know, a couple of, you know, some of us was hustling that day, but we ain't have no work with us. But one person did have some work with them. They left the shit under the seat in medicine bottle. All right, so the police put some liquid in the medicine bottle, and they shook the shit up. And I think if it turned blue, they know it was like crack cocaine or some shit like that, right? So, you know, I'm thinking everything, all right, I ain't got no work with me, and I know these niggas ain't that damn dumb that we riding from a game and they got some work in the car. Man, next thing I know, the cops put that liquid in that little bottle, he shook that shit and that shit turned blue. And they started high-fiving each other. So, they rolled up on us, told all us, put our hands behind our back. Everybody knew who shit it was, so they just started screaming. The other guys were screaming out the one person who the shit belonged to name. They was like, look, we ain't taking no charge for you. We ain't going to jail. I'm just quiet. You know what I'm saying? They read us our rights and shit. And they hauled our ass off to jail. So I get into jail, I ain't never been locked up. So I'm thinking about all the shit that you you hear about in the movies and shit like that. You know, niggas gonna try to rape you. You gotta kick a nigga ass. So I go on in there with an attitude like the first nigga says something to me, I'm gonna fuck his ass up. So everybody else can pay attention to this and leave me the fuck alone. So I get in that joint and it was time, phone call time. I'm gonna call my people, they gonna come get me. I ain't never been in trouble before. So I get my phone call, I call home, and I joke. I like to joke a lot. So when I call home, my father answered the phone, and I said, "Dad, I'm locked up." He said, "Man, stop fucking playing with me." I said, "I'm locked up for real." He said, "Stop playing." So I put the deputy on the phone. So the deputy was like, "Yeah, your son is down here. He locked up." And he handed me back the phone. So my dad was like, "Why the fuck you calling me?" I'm like, "Damn," you know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga gonna act like this? I ain't never been locked up before, right? So this nigga also told me, he said, "What you want me to do?" I said, "I want you to come get me." He said, "What did you tell me before you left the house?" So I'm thinking, damn, just go ahead and say this shit and get it over with. You know what I mean? He'll come get you because you ain't never been in trouble before. They got paper, they get you out, no problem. He ain't go like that. And nigga said, "What did you tell me before you left?" And then he said, "You said you're a man, right?"
Yes.
Some just say, "Yeah, he'll come get you." I said, "Yeah." He said, "All right, well, be one while you down there, motherfucker." He said, "Your mama might lose some sleep over your ass, but I damn sure ain't gonna lose no sleep over your ass, right?" Motherfucker hung the phone up.
Damn.
So they hung the phone up. They put me back in holding. Now, mind you, I'm 20 years old. I ain't never been locked up, so I'm in an environment that, I don't know what to expect. So they was letting, they was filling the holding joint up with different people that had been committed crimes or whatever. I'm in there. My homeboys I got locked up with, they in there too. They in that joint wilding and tripping and shit. Because a few of them had been locked up, so that shit wasn't nothing to them. So I remember the guy coming in, he got blood all over him. He got on a white beater, kind of squatty, muscular dude. And I remember him coming up to me saying, "Hey man," he said, "they said I was putting my son in the oven." He said, "I wasn't putting him in the oven. I was taking him out of the oven." Man, I heard that shit. I said, "Man, I need to get the fuck out of here." What the fuck on here? So, long story short, first time being locked up, my parents left me in there for a few weeks. My siblings probably gonna act like it was a couple of days, but they like to make jokes about this shit. So fuck y'all if y'all hear this interview. But anyway, so they left me in there for a few weeks and they came and got me. And I remember getting in the car and my dad saying, "You know how much it costs to get your ass out?" Because while I was in there, I was calling my girlfriend at the time. I called my best friend at the time, telling them, "Yo, come bond me out this shit. My dad tripping." So they ain't come up with the money. So when they told me I was being bonded out, I was hoping it was my girlfriend at the time or my homeboy. Man, it won't. It was my parents.
Your mom and your dad?
It was my mom and my dad. So I was like, shit. You know what I mean? I was glad to get out, but I was like, I know I'm gonna hit some shit. So we hadn't even left the property. And I remember my mom being in the car like, "God damn, boy, did you take a shower? Your ass is kicking." You know what I mean? So I'm in that motherfucker. You know how when you get in there, they give you a little ass piece of soap. That shit don't last long. And ain't nobody put no money on the books. So
that's a one-time wash, boy.
I probably was in there smelling like a young bear. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I mean? Probably smelling like a young bear, And I remember my dad saying, I don't know if he thought I